I'm Dawn, also known as Knittin' Wolf.
And I'm James, also known as Wolf Photo. This podcast is brought to you by Wolf Farms. You can find us on the internet at wolffarms.net. The scent of the month, we give 25% off every month. One of our scents. That sounded kind of funny, didn't it?
Rewind.
So yeah, for those new viewers, we usually have a scent of the month at our shop, and we give 25% off of everything that's scented in that fragrance. And for the month of June, it is bubblegum. So you can try out our bubblegum products for 25% off, and stock up on those if you like. I'm sure you'll enjoy those. And then we've been running a coupon special for the last, it seemed like it's a long time, a month or two, for the new lip balms that we've been putting in our shop. And I think we've got caught up with all of our backlog on lip balm flavors. So we've got all of those in the shop now. I think we have 23 different flavors. So plenty to choose from. And so when we came out with a new flavor, we would give you a chance to try that for free. Well, we're kind of wrapping things up. We have no more new flavors to add at this moment. And so I thought, well, it'd be good because I know we've had a lot of flavors that maybe you're drooling over and you're just not sure if you want to try it yet. So what we're going to do for the next week, starting Monday, this Monday when the podcast goes up through Sunday, we're going to let you try any lip balm for free. So we're going to continue with the coupon code TRYME. You have to order $10 or more of other products. Add in any lip balm of your choice. This is your choice. You got to pick which one you want to try for free. Put that in the cart and then use the coupon code TRYME when you're checking out, and it'll get discounted off of the total and you'll get it for free. So that way you can try any of our 23, 24. I've lost count. It seemed like we got a lot of them. So. Yeah. But this way, it's your choice. You got to figure out what it is that you want to try out for free. Put that in your cart, and we'll be happy to send that along. So, trying to figure out how to wrap this up, and I think that's a good way to let you guys choose your own flavors. So, you're like stall.
Well, I've been so quiet the past little bit because
I've been talking.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's my my videographer here, the director. Yeah. I've been the actor. So shall we get to it?
Farm happenings.
Farm happenings.
Wait. Welcome to new viewers. Welcome to returning viewers.
Yeah, we got to have the welcomes. Thanks for joining us this week. We've been doing this for a long time, and we still don't have this nailed down, as you can see. But we keep you on your toes because we never know when we're going to stick something.
You never know what we're going to do
in the wrong place there. So, right, Trouble's here. Yeah.
Hello.
You want to come here? Anyways, let's get on with it. So we'll get on with the farm happenings. So what's happening on your farm?
I've been good and resting this week and getting over my snotty cold and
yeah, I know you've been feeling better the last couple of days.
Yeah.
So, which is a good thing. So, thank you everyone who's wished on, better wishes there, so she gets better. Yeah. And it's worked. See, evidence she's back to her normal self. So.
Yeah, I guess the duct taping me on the couch.
I actually got you to pause for a day, maybe a day and a half. I don't think it's gone much more than that. So, yeah, you haven't worked out. That's
Yeah.
true. So, Trouble, you're getting in the way there. On farm happenings, last Saturday I mentioned I planted grass, and we started getting our grass growing, so it's starting to come up.
What, 2 inches high?
Yeah, it's starting to come up, and so we got a nice cover of, the grass started, and so with a week's worth of growth there, it's coming up. Looks like little fuzzy hairs. And
chia.
That's it. It's our large chia pet out in the front yard there, but. Yeah, so it's coming along. I'm really happy that that's going. And then I was concerned because we had really bad winds out here, and I've kept it wet enough so that the stuff hasn't blown all the way to the other side of the property. So our grass is growing where I want it to grow. And so that was a good thing. And then another thing is our trees. Fruit trees are going great. I actually did some video out there so you can see how well they're doing. But we got fruit that's growing, and it's everything. We haven't had any critters steal them. I mean, it's so far so good. So let me cut over that video, and I'll show you some of how the trees are doing. And let's take a step outside. All right, here's our Santa Rosa plums. You can see they're getting really red right now. Not quite ready to pick, but I got a whole lot of them. They're still on the tree, which is a good thing, which means the squirrels and chipmunks haven't found them. Pretty exciting. All right, here's our peach tree. You can see we're doing pretty well here. These still have quite a bit of time before they're going to be ready, but looking pretty good. Alright, well here's our pear tree. This one actually has 3 different varieties of pears on it. So we'll get different types of pears depending on which section they're growing, but there's a couple different Asian types. This is the Shishinki. This one is the Chizoro type, and then I think these are Bartlett ones up here. So pretty neat that they can graft a couple different types onto the same rootstock, and then you get multiple types of fruit from the same tree. And our apples are doing really well too. Got a lot of these going. These will be ready in the fall though. Apples are a late fruit, so won't be able to enjoy these quite yet. That gives them some time to grow. Alright, last time we didn't show you, but we have persimmon trees, and you can see the persimmon fruit is now just starting to come out. So we got a bunch of the persimmons growing. And this fruit you have to wait till it gets ripened, otherwise it tastes really bad. Once it's sweet, it's really good, but it's got a really bad taste if you eat it early. So, and this is a late fruit too, so these will be available for us to pick in the fall. But these are just now getting growing, so pretty awesome. Donna can make some of her persimmon cookies once these are ready to pick. Alright, here's our apricots. You can see these are all almost orange. These are all growing along and should be ready to pick shortly. A little bit more time, so they still need to ripen up a bit, but they're coming along. We got a lot of fruit on this tree, and one of the other apricot trees has a lot of fruit on it, so pretty awesome. All right, we're back. Don didn't know that I talked while I was showing the trees.
Just
I always
been a little chatty Cathy today.
You just can't shut me up. So as you see, our fruit's coming along, and it wasn't as extensive a video as the one I showed a while back, but it's an update on kind of where, you know, the fruit that's really doing well and getting close to picking, particularly the plums. Those are really, can't wait. So, let's see, what else did I do? Oh, I put
the misters for the critters.
Yeah, we're actually experiencing record temperatures right now, heat wave, and
it was 107 yesterday. And
it was 109.
Oh no.
Yeah, 109.
When it's over 100,
yeah.
It don't matter.
But I guess it hasn't been this hot since like 1917 or whatever. It's been almost 100 years since it's been that hot, so.
It's always hot here in the summer.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so
at least we don't have the humidity like Florida.
We're dry heat. If you ever come to live in Lancaster, that's the first thing people are going to tell you. Don't worry, it's a dry heat. Now it's still hot. Okay, I've been out here for a long time,
and you get wet.
Yeah. It's not as bad as if it was humid, but it's still bad. So, but anyways, because of the heat, I had actually had set up a mister system last year for the chickens and the ducks, and then that had. We were having problems keeping the misters unplugged and stuff, and so I actually bought a whole bunch of new mister heads and put in a whole new piping system that actually works better. It's hopefully doesn't get plugged up as frequently, but I got that set up this weekend too, and so we can turn that on, and it really cools considerably, you know. And then we put it. This is the funny part. We put it on the west side of all of the cages because wind out here always blows to the east.
That's why when you come out here, all the trees go like this.
Yeah, it always blows east. Okay, well, I put the misters in, and no sooner do I turn it on, the wind decides it wants to blow west. And so the last couple days it's been blowing the opposite direction. It does that occasionally, but I thought, how ironic. You know, I spend all this time, I get this all in to keep them cooled down, and it's blowing the wrong direction. So today it's blowing it's not, it's actually pretty calm today.
It's really still and muck.
Yeah, it is kind of mucky. That's what we call humidity out here, muck.
Muck.
And we had a couple birthdays too this weekend.
Oh,
yeah.
Jimmy's too this week.
Yeah, Jimmy turned 16 earlier, actually last week, and so he's in 16 now.
And then Friday, the geese turned 1. We've had them a year. Mm-hmm. Lucy and Ricky, and then Sadie,
our rescue,
turned on
well,
Saturday.
She's one to us.
One to us. Her gotcha day.
Yeah, we consider that her birthday. So
because a year ago we rescued her from
we got her from a dog rescue, and so we brought her home. And she was 5 when we got her, so she's 6 now. But
her first 5 years were in a little kennel.
Yeah, you know? She didn't have any freedom, and
no toys, no.
It took a while. It's funny because it took a while for her to acclimate to just being a family dog. You know?
She would stay in our bedroom between our pillows and stay there all day.
Yeah.
Then she slowly come to the edge of the bed, you know, and so it's been really neat this year seeing her progression into a dog.
Yeah.
And even more so into part of the family, you know, where she's out here, she has her spot on the couch, you know, her little quirks of where her food is, and
she's definitely come around in terms of, you know, just she loves to have her belly rubbed now. You couldn't do that when you first got her. She'll sit in my lap too. I mean, before she was like so standoffish, and she just gets to the point where now she's, you know, really part of the family and comfortable with her, and she just, the tail's always wagging, which is a good sign. So, but yeah, so she's 1 year. We've had her for 1 year this weekend, so she was smiling, you know.
You know, she still doesn't know what to do with a toy at all.
Yeah, she doesn't. There's 1 or 2 times she's actually picked them up, but she doesn't. Yeah. She doesn't play, so. But that's okay. That's, you know, she'll come around. Yeah. She does crazy stuff on her own though. She'll run. We'll put her outside. We'll put her out back, and she'll go out there and she'll just sit, and she'll look around, and then she'll do donuts, and then she'll just wander off like. She'll wander off, and we have a little mound of dirt that she'll climb up on there and stuff. But so it's been a good year because she's definitely gotten much more comfortable here and really enjoying herself. So she likes being a farm dog and a family dog.
And she's a chug. The people actually were trying to make not a gourmet.
A new breed. Can't think of the term, but
it just went out of my head.
Basically,
designer dog.
Yeah.
So she's actually part pug and part Chihuahua.
And she's part something else. It was a Pekingese, or it was some other. There was a third breed that they were trying to mix in there, but they did Chihuahua with the pug so that the nose is longer, so they don't have the snoring issues. and whatnot. And there was one other breed, I can't remember what it was.
It wasn't a beagle, was it?
No, we'll have to go back to our podcast a year ago and listen, so we'll remember what type of dog she is. But yeah, so
she's a chug pug.
So yeah, so we had those birthdays, and then and I mentioned last week that I was supposed to, or maybe a week before
Sometime.
that a lady at my work had homebrewed beer. They homebrew beer all the time, and so this week we got it. Here. Oh, we've already drank it though. But basically, it was a strawberry Hefeweizen.
I'm glad because I forgot to write that down.
It's that's okay. It's German for it. Actually, Hepa is yeast, and then Weisse is wheat. It's actually a wheat beer, and made with strawberry and stuff. It was good.
Oh yeah.
I think,
we don't drink, so.
No, but
that could make it.
Yeah, we're starting like, ooh, this is good. Maybe we should start brewing, Wolf Farm Brewery or something.
Because you could really taste the strawberry.
Yeah, it was really good. It was fruity. I mean,
it didn't taste like normal beer, like horse pee,
Maybe that's why people brew their own, so that they actually don't get bottles of horse piss. But
welcome to the farm.
You're turning red. So it was actually really good, and I was kind of surprised. It was really, you could smell it was really fruity, and
see, one sip usually does me in on anything. Oh, because this was 5%
alcohol. Which is...
Yeah, it was hot in here. It's like, woohoo!
Yeah, it might have been more. I know that the person I got this from, her and her boyfriend brew beer all the time, and I guess they have something to test the alcohol level in it. So they said 5%, but what you get in the store, they say, I think it's like normally 3% or something like that, or 5%, whatever it is. But there's definite difference between this and that, so... But yeah, it was good. So we're considering maybe trying that at some point in time. So I got to go to work and talk with her and find out what it takes to just kind of dabble in it. Try a crack at our own beer.
We like making things.
Yeah, as you can tell.
Yeah.
We make everything we make. We like to be involved in the process.
We just like to do it ourselves.
Yeah, it's fun. I
really want to do wine too, but I want to do it in a bucket where I can step on it.
Yeah, you want to do the I Love Lucy episode.
Yeah.
We'll put you in the big oak barrel with the grapes in it.
That'd be so fun. I know Courtney, Knit and Pearl Girl, would like to do that with me.
Okay, well.
So she's not that far. She could probably drive down here and do it with me.
Just got to find the big bucket and all the grapes, huh?
Dear Goofy.
Welcome
I'm
to the
feeling
farm.
better, can you tell? I'm not doing the fake smile this week.
All right.
Fake it till you make it and get it through, huh?
Yeah, that's it. So, we have entertainment back on the podcast. All right. I think that's about it for the farm happenings.
I just thought if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Well, Farm's the Musical, Part 2. We already did the musical before, so. So, what's in your coop? We'll move on to In the Coop and see what's happening.
In the Coop this week, I was really, because I just love knitting on this. This is by Amy Swenson. It's the Cloud Chaser. And this is with Knit Picks Swish DK. Which this is really nice yarn. It's nice and soft, and I am working on the left side, I think. That's all falling apart now. I had it all folded up. So from the Dicky Doo all the way to James's side. I'm almost done with the decreasing for the arm, and so almost had this. I was hoping to have this whole side done, but And I'll show you the rest. Here's the back. Oops, sorry about the niddles. The niddles. You'll niddle your vittles. And this side is already finished. So.
Coming along.
Yep. So after this, you pick up for the big, huge, drapey
collar
vest thing. So, and this is Hiya Sharps. Love these. Size. Maybe help if I'm not upside down. 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just love this project. And I have had such mental cast-on-itis this week.
Yeah, she's refrained from...
I have, and it's so hard. It's like it's like my granola. Trying to say no.
Can't cast on just one project, huh?
No. So, and then my other project, which was a gift from Maddie's mama, is the Magarathia by Martina Bim for our ball. And everybody seems to be having a ball with this. And Martina Bim even commented in the group that she just loves that name, that ball, Bim Along. So this is the Magarathia. And I'm doing this in the Hurricane Yarns. Hurricane Yarn in the Oz colorway. She's on Etsy.
Yep.
Here's the yarn. It's got that
sparkly
gold sparkle. Did I say the Oz colorway? I think I did.
I believe you did.
I don't like the Oz.
So if she didn't, Oz colorway.
Yeah. So I just did the setup row because I had cast-on-itis. And I wasn't really feeling good to even want to knit quite a few days. So James's my green walls are... So that's just the setup row because the rest of the time I've been...
Now you can't see what you're showing.
Let's just trying to hard it. Harden it.
Really, we drank this last night, not before the podcast.
And this is on Addie's size 4. So yeah, I just wanted to do a little wee bit. So yeah, cool. But I've been really wanting to do that garment because there's another garment I'm really...
Yeah, you almost cast it on for that. With the yarn in hand and
I got the yarn ready. I just haven't bought the pattern, so
yeah,
that's holding me back. And I do have a toy that I want to start too. The Noodle by Susan Claudino. It's in the bag. It's got the needles, and I'm like, stop. Got to finish some projects first.
Yeah.
Just want to do it so bad. So what's in your coop?
In my coop, all right. Well, in my camera bag, I have let's see. We'll start with the pattern here. I'm doing the Hitchhiker for the Bemalong. Black and white, but that's what the...
Some cheap. Cheap.
So I'm doing the Hitchhiker, and I'm doing this out of Desert Vista, and it is the Proud as a Peacock colorway, and that's what, DK weight?
No,
fingering weight, small. That's right, because I have an issue with the seeing it, but that is basically the colorway. Awesome, I must say. You didn't bring the peacock feather to show.
No, I didn't again.
But
I'm a slacker.
I know the challenge last week was a tooth a day. And so, let's see where I got.
Clanking.
I know, I'm clanking. All right, there is my Dicky-Doo. And can you count it? There is 5 teeth on there. Right? 5 days in the work week. So I got 5 more teeth on there, and it's coming along. And each row gets longer and longer and longer, so I better start.
You're nowhere near the long points yet,
I know.
babe.
I know. I'm just at the beginning. I understand that. But I think, aren't we to the point where I can start casting off? Just kidding.
You're doing a cat hitchhiker, huh?
Yeah, that's it. It's a little mini one. Trouble, you want a scarf, don't you? Or a shawl. So anyway, so I did. That's the tooth I stopped on. So I got 5 teeth done, and it's coming along. I really like this colorway, and it's knitting up nice. It's just a time issue. I always got a dozen things going at any particular time. So, hey, Trouble, you're gonna get my my hitchhiker Harry, aren't you?
So we got really quiet there.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's because I stopped talking.
I know. I'm like, just zoom. Okay, you're done.
Okay.
So flown the coop this week. Dun, dun. This is the Desert Vista Dye Works Cherry Blossom chocolate covered cherry colorway. And it is the Trillion for the Bimmelong, and it is finished.
Yay.
Like I mentioned last week, so here's my Dicky Do. So I finished all of that.
Oh yeah, from this basic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are the long rows that I haven't got to yet.
Yeah, these are the weird. This plucked me so bad and ruffled my feathers because. Okay, look at the edging here.
Do you need a paper? There.
They're more, little squares?
Yeah, it's like a checkerboard, or it's a square.
And
edging.
I really only had this edging to do. And I started it. Okay, can you see? That is more circly. This side has lines. This side does not. So I did it, and this is when I was sick. Wasn't feeling good anyways, but I wanted it off because I thought I could get it off last Sunday. I ripped it all out. I mean, I was ready to cast off, and I'm like, that don't look right. So I tinked, not just frogged, because there's all these darn yarn overs, and with me being sick, I thought I don't want to just let it rip. So I tinked back, and I think that's like 9 rows. And I'm like, so I started knitting it again. And I'm like, that is not matching. That does not match. I frogged or tinked this at least 4 times.
Yeah. You were
Until I went and looked, and I think it was Carolyn. And I'm blanking. I don't want to say her last name. I'm trying to think of what her darn...
Koshirley?
No, not Koshirley.
I have no idea who you're talking about. You're talking about the close-up picture?
I know if I say her last name, you're going to... Yes. You're going to know if I said her last name. Anyways, I went and looked at the finished objects, because there's a couple on our Bimmelong finished objects. Linda's another one that had a real close-up of the edging. And I'm like,
it looked the same there.
Looked the same. So, yeah, if you're to the point on the Trillion, those don't match.
Yeah,
just so you know.
The pattern that goes up one way doesn't, it's not the same pattern that comes down the other way.
I was just assuming.
Well, you would think it would.
You would think, yeah. So that, I mean, it's still cool looking. I love it. And I love wearing these kind of... You forgot to turn the air conditioner off. So, yeah, it's way too hot. So, I'm glad it's done. Really, I don't want to look at it for a while.
Yeah, it's going to go in timeout.
Because it went in timeout for a couple days, and I'm like, I was whining to Angie and to Piddaloop and anybody who would listen to me whine. Yeah, so.
Well, at least it's done.
Yes, and it's gorgeous, and it'll. And I'll wear it a lot, so.
Yeah. Turned out good.
Yeah. And I entered this in ours and also in Lauren's and Desert Vista Dye Works, and there's so many podcasts. I know Amanda is Mandy Cat. She has if you're doing like knitting with something summery, cherry blossoms, cherries, and right off the tree. And so, yeah, lots of Fibertown has her FOs and Nitty Netter Zener.
Zena.
Yes.
Have another.
I know, huh? Maybe I'm just sniffing it. Oh, and I got another FO. I actually did some spinning because I didn't have to think. Because obviously I wasn't thinking too good. So this is some moonshine. Moonshine Fiber Company. There's the little tag.
Yeah, wolf.
And I will link their store on Etsy, but it doesn't. It looks like they're kind of a ghost town.
Shut down. Huh?
Yeah.
Ghost town,
moonshine. Moonshine.
Wolf Farms Brewery. We're just.
So this is Corriedale. I just heard the twang. It's from listening to Angie. Just kidding. It is. That's what she said, and it's 4 ounces, and I got 194 yards, and I'm assuming that it looks worsted to me. I didn't do the wraps per inch. I don't know why. Just didn't get to it. So it is so pretty, and I wanted this to really barber pole, so I split it in half, and then I plied it opposite. I spun it opposite so it would definitely get the whole thing barber pulleyed. But it was awesome. Cool how the pink went with the black and the green went with the black. Mm-hmm. That didn't, there's no place on here that it barber pulled with the pink.
That wasn't planned.
No, just how it worked out. So this is really, really cool.
You just got to figure out what stuffed toy you're going to do with that one, huh?
Yeah, but then I also considered putting it in the shop because I haven't put any hand spun in the shop in a while. But then it's also pink and green.
I know.
So, I don't know. So, that's my flow in the coop. So, moving on. We're moving on up to the farmer's market. I really haven't had any of that. Go to my
Hoochin It Up, huh?
Yeah, Hoochin Mama. There we go. Farmer's market. I haven't done this segment really all that much lately. I wanted to mention a new, well, it's not new, another shop. And this is in the UK, and it is with the lovely podcaster, Nitty Netter Zena, because I can say it right. And it's Nitty Netter's Etsy store, handmade stitch markers. And she's got some really lovely stitch markers in her shop. So I thought I would show her shop off and
help enable.
Yeah, enabling
those knitters out there that are just itching for some new stitch markers.
Yeah. She's got some really pretty ones in there. She has some British ones. What the darn flag? The Union Jack. Yeah, I just love these ones. Those are a sold item, but I just love those ones. So, go give her shop a look-see if you'd like. And they're just the perfect size, too, So, really pretty. So, I thought I would mention that. Mm-hmm. And now let's move into to market. Because I kind of, went to market this week. And I had to.
You actually hit the enter button instead of just putting it all in the cart and...
Well, sometimes you can just leave it in the cart and it just stays there or into your wish list. But Webb's was having their anniversary sale, and I think it was almost the last day. And I'm like, oh. And I went and looked. And I found, because I have all these beautiful sweater patterns. And it was almost half, it was like half off. How can you pass up half off? Especially when your birthday is in like a month and your grandma gives you a certain amount of money.
She needs to justify it. So.
And then the color was ruby, which is my birthstone. How much more justification?
Yeah, I know.
So this is for my vitamin D cardigan, and I think that's actually the cardigan that was gifted by Knitting Natter Zena. This is the Knitting Natter Zena show. And so I got this. It's Cascade Yarns 220 Superwash Sport. Look at that red. I left it in that package because I don't want it. It's all nice and sealed.
Yeah.
And,
Leave it sealed until you start working with it.
but yeah, had to get it. Because I also shared my birthday with my grandma. It's the ruby, so it was
fits.
meant to be. And then I had already had in my cart some vintage DK, and I thought, why take it out? You know, because shipping was like what, $10?
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah, it's a
expensive
little
on the
high.
shipping.
Yeah, so so I thought, So this I got because Prairie Pipers
I know the shawl that you're wanting to do
Knitting Pipeline
has the leaf pattern.
Journey. Piper's Journey. Thank you. I heard you. That was probably Paula, who it's her pattern, yelling at me. So, and that was a gift from Mad79. And so I got this vintage DK in the Douglas fur colorway. And this has a whole bunch of hidden meanings to it too, so it's really pretty. It's prettier in person because it's got like these gold flecks in it.
Yeah, it's
And
got,
it's
it's
a
kind of heathery
perfect-
almost.
Yeah, it'll be a perfect wintry shawl, which I really don't have, so it's too hot to be knitting that now, but yay!
Too warm to be thinking about a shawl.
Yep, so that's yarn.com. That's easy to go there. And there's always deals. You know, they got, 'cause I guess if you buy so much too, you can get a discount. And then they have like Grandpa's garage sale, and you can get, you know, discounted yarns. So, squeal like a pig.
Oh,
Your
that's
table's
I was
kinda
gonna say
empty.
when the table when we sat down, she had the mountain over here, and then so it's all
I gotta
shifted over here.
spread out. Spread my wings. So this week a package came for Fuji and I, and this is from Maddie, and her mama is Lori, which is Maddie's mama, or Maddie's mama 71 in certain places. I finally got her talked into Instagram too. And I know Fuji's gonna hear this. And so I'll show you some of the big old honkin' box of goodies from Maddie. And here's one of them. Which Fuji loves this because the
Yeah,
little
it's a
wings
crinkle.
crinkle and it squeaks, but I won't because that's gonna bug the doggies out there. And then, is that a goat? Looks like a goat. It's a long-legged goat. And she really likes the little legs because each little leg has either a squeaker, that's a squeaker, or the crinkly. That's, oops. That was the squeak. Oh, I guess the fronts are squeakers. And
Get all the.
you hear that, huh, Fuji?
Fuji's awake. She's napping on the couch now. She's awake.
And then
Hi,
Maddie
Fuji.
didn't want to forget the kitties. And it's funny because I was taking a picture of Fuji with her stuff, and Trouble jumped up on the table over here and started running off with these. So he was living up to his name. And then she did an awesome picture for us of Randy. She's my little artist. And cute card for Fuji. Because Maddie wanted her to feel better from her surgery. I gotta show you all the awesome artwork. And this is just precious. This was a picture for Fuji. And that's actually Fuji in her playpen. But she's still sleeping there at night because she's contained. She's been a wild monkey.
Yeah, now that she's feeling better, she's roaming around.
Yep.
And Dawn's concerned.
Yes, I'm a concerned mama. Then she had all these awesome things, which I really needed all these bad. I even had it on my list and I forgot because that's, yeah. Awesome pencils, little pigs and, was it chickens? Yeah, little pigs and
Pigs
chickens.
and chickens.
I don't know why she would think I like pigs and chickens. Awesome little notepads. So this will be perfect for all my knitting bags. You always need paper and pens. Cool. You know, and it's a perfect little size for knitting bags. And then note cards to mail to my friends. All piggy ones. And a cow doing laundry. It was so much fun because I felt like total poo-poo that day when this came. And little notepad. And another notepad that can go on the fridge. It's magnetic.
Cool.
And then some awesome stickers. And I was telling Maddie that I still have my sticker album from when I was little. Imagine that, me. Where I collected stickers, so.
Awesome.
So,
whole
box
of
goodies.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And Fuji had loved it. She knew immediately it was for her. She was like,
Yep.
on it and in it. And,
She likes her toys.
yeah. She's like giving me the look.
Now I'm gonna sit that down.
Okay. Because then I can't see
Where-
the rest of
yeah,
the
I was
notes. So thank you, Maddie.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks.
Fuji says thank you too, but she's over on the couch snoozing.
Yeah.
So
Woke up briefly when we squeaked the toy, and now she's back down to laying.
I'm sure I woke up everybody's dog with that.
Yeah, I'm sure. They're all looking at the monitor going,
So another Squeal Like a Pig, I got two more, was, before I click each one, Kimber Lolly had a new pattern come out this week. And she's Kimberly Gintar of the Giving Flower podcast. And this is called the Love Knot. And she wrapped this to me on Tuesday. Which is awesome. Look at that. Just so beautiful. And then I was also wrapped a pattern by Looney Hiker. And she just did 3 miles today with us from last week on her treadmill.
oh.
So now she's probably, oh no, there she goes again. So you got to do 4 miles this week. And we'll talk a little bit longer. So she gifted me the Blue Ivy, and that is a Kimberly Gintar pattern. And oh, isn't that just gorgeous? All Kimberly's patterns are really pretty. Look at that. So this is so exciting. I got 2 very beautiful patterns to knit up, and she does them in different sizes too. So I look forward to knitting on those. So thank you guys.
Awesome.
So cool. So now we go into picking. Looked like my shirt was. I'm like, oh, what is going on here? Picking on the farm.
Yeah, well, for the Picking on the Farm, I actually, my director here was kind enough to handle the camera for me. And we have a little video shoot. I was doing some product photography for our Wolf Farm shop, and I thought I would do this video to show the setup that I use and some of the things that you need to consider when you're doing that type of photography. So let's go to that video, and you can see how we do things. All right, we're behind the scenes at Wolf Farms here, and I'm just going to show my photo setup because we'll be taking some product pictures that for the items that we've added into our catalog, and so I've got a big backlog I need to get caught up on, but I wanted to show and demonstrate kind of the studio lights that I use for taking the pictures. I know there's been discussions whatnot, and I thought, well, I'll go ahead and show my small product photography setup so that you guys can see. Right now, I've got two main lights, both sides of the product that I'm going to take a picture of, and they're inside soft boxes. And what basically this does is it takes the flash that comes off these units and it diffuses the light down to make it a lot softer. You don't get hard shadows and that sort of thing. Makes it a much more pleasing light on the product itself. And so basically I have these on either side to kind of fill in the light. And then up top here, I've got a light that's pointed down onto the products themselves to kind of light where these will actually cause some shadow. So that kind of fills in light 360 degrees all the way around. I've actually used some black poster board that blocks out extra light that I don't want, because I want to keep the backdrop on the pictures darker than the products, because the key in the picture is actually the product itself. So I try and key down the lights that are hitting on the back of the backdrop and whatnot, so that it's not distracting in the picture. On my flash unit here, there is a modeling light. And so these are not as strong as the flash itself, but it gives you an idea of how the light's going to fall on the product. And so I turn these on to make sure that when I'm taking the picture, that the picture actually is lit the way I want it to. One of the things with using flash strobes for picture is that you need to be able to read your light readings. You can't take and use the meter that's built into the camera, because that's taking a reading from the continuous light that's existing. Because these are instantaneous, they flash like that, the camera can't read that. So you need an actual meter that will read that. And for the studio lighting, typically you'll have a cable, and this is what will get connected to the camera once we're taking the pictures. But you can, what you do is you plug it into your meter, and you put this right where the product is, because you want to make sure that you're reading, getting a light reading from where the product is, because that's what you're actually wanting to take a picture of. So then I click the picture, and it gives me a reading here. Basically, I put that into the camera, and typically on strobes, most cameras will be 1/60th of a second. It's kind of a constant shutter speed, and you adjust the aperture to control the light. And that's basically how you'll work with the studio strobes, is basically adjusting aperture only. And if you want more depth of field, you need more light. So you need a bigger photo unit if what you have isn't enough to get the depth of field that you're wanting. But that's a whole other story. So basically I take the reading that I get off my meter, and I plug in my cable into my camera, turn the camera on, and when I'm taking pictures I actually use a telephoto lens, because the telephoto lens helps compress the space on the camera, or on the picture itself, so that it doesn't exaggerate the positioning of the products. The further back the products are, or the deeper they are when you're taking a picture, if you use a telephoto, it'll help keep those more proportional, so in real life. Because if you use a wide-angle lens, it actually will distort the stuff that's up front to make it look larger than the stuff in the back. Well, I use a 100mm telephoto lens, which is like twice the magnification of what your eye normally sees. And it helps just to make things seem a little more natural when you take the picture. And so basically what we have here is we're set up to take a picture. Just need to set the camera into manual mode so I can set up the correct settings here. Every camera is different, so the settings that you might set on yours, I can't really tell you how to do that. You need to read the book on how to set your aperture and stuff, if you actually have that. Some cameras don't actually have the ability to plug in a studio strobe into them, but they make adapters that you can actually get for your camera flash hot shoe. And you can plug that in. I know I have one, and I just don't have it can be. But they actually make them, you can put it right on your camera if you have a flash hot shoe, and you can plug the cable into there. So if you're actually taking the picture, then with strobes, you can use that method. Most point and shoots, you won't be able to use this at all, the studio strobes, because you don't have a way of connecting them to your camera, because you need these to flash at the same time that your camera shutter is triggered. So basically what I'll do is take off my lens cap. I also use a lens shade. What this does is it keeps the light that comes off the strobes from hitting the front element of the lens, because that'll cause, it reduces contrast in a picture because it'll cause lens flare and stuff. And so I always use a lens shade. It makes for a better quality picture on the end result. So I'll come down here. I'll get focused. And that's basically what we do at Wolf Farms to get our product stuff up there. There's different products that we put up there, and so there's a little positioning and stuff I'm not going to get into. I know there's a lot of shops up there that have a variety of things, you know, knitting bags and that sort of thing. You need to find a setup that's going to fit what you're working with. I know they make some products that are like these lighting domes and stuff. Those are, you need to get one that fits what you're working on. This is pretty variable. I can put any type of setup I want. I call this a small product photography setup because the wattage on my power unit down here is 400 watt seconds. That's relatively small if you're doing portrait or group photography type things. But for product photography, this is actually really, you know, a good size for dealing with this size of a thing. I could go, you know, larger with this unit, but you can't go too much larger. I have a larger photo unit. Let me go ahead and turn this off for now. I have a larger unit if I'm doing bigger group pictures or, you know, whatnot. So hopefully that kind of gives you a sense of what I do with my photography, and like I said, I try and include some tips for you so that if you're considering buying something, then you can think about those things when you're doing that. So I think that concludes our behind the scenes at Wolf Farm for the Picking on the Farm segment. So we'll go back to our podcast. All right, we're back. So anyway, so hopefully that kind of gives you a sense of how my setup is, and some of the equipment I use, and some of the things that you might be able to glean from that, so that if you're looking at trying to get something set up like that, you'll know what's what, you know, and you're always welcome to ask questions in the photo questions thread on Ravelry. Shoot me a question there, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can and give you some.
Yeah, we were also had a suggestion about making a thread like our Hatch and Knit for either like bi-weekly or once a month. Well, since our Hatch and Knit's once a month, maybe do that for you guys to post your pictures of whatever, you know, was like discussed, either your product, you know, or even, you know, go take a picture of anything you use, you know, mascara, whatever.
Yeah.
Or last week you did the lines, architecture. You know, that's another thing you could enter. So I thought that would be fun. So you guys can get involved too, and
dust off those cameras, or get your iPhone out, and, you know, whatever you got, it'll work. But yeah, we might get something like that started and see how that works out. See if you guys have fun with it. I know there's a lot of people out there that enjoy photography, and that might be a good outlet for them. I know when we did another one, Fiber is Art. There's
that was
a lot
really
of
fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of creative people out there putting their pictures up and stuff. So this might be a more regular type of thing for you to post up your pictures and discuss and whatnot.
So when I get that thread started, Looney Hiker, you can be the first one in there. Because that was an awesome suggestion.
Yeah. So more good things to come. So
So were you done?
I was done.
Okay, I thought, oh boy.
I covered it in the video,
Yeah, I
so.
know, huh? It's hard to remember that. So in the arena, this could almost be a squeal like a pig because I could not wait for to learn about this or for her to do it. Angie, which is Sundaisy 920, my buddy, she started a podcast this week, and I've gotten to view it. And it is called Sundaisy's Perfect Podcast. How'd you like that drawl going on there? And I will put the link because she has it on Vimeo. She has it on her blog spot and on YouTube. And today she's working on getting it on iTunes. So, and I'll show you first. See her episode 1. Woohoo! And it's a cat-themed podcast because she has 15 kitties, and she has each segment broken down into some really cool pictures of what she has named them. I'm not going to say because it's really cool, and you got to go watch her. And it's hard not to, because I don't want to give everything away, because I want you to watch it.
Yeah, you gotta go check it out.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure you'll enjoy that. But then, maybe.
A really cool part was she has a whole segment because she's going to show one of her critters each week, and she tells the little story behind them, and that's just really cool. So it's like I can't wait to see what more she comes up with. And
yeah, well.
So go give her a watch.
Yep, the first one's always the toughest.
Yeah, that's a booger.
Yeah, so
because you're scared to pieces.
See, I jumped in with a veteran here, so when I started with the podcast, see, I was, you were already used to it, so it wasn't as
because I won't leave a message on any kind of voicemail because I hate hearing my voice. Yeah, but this is like,
yeah. So
go give her a watch. Another podcast I found, and she's video, by the way.
Video podcast.
Yeah,
you showed Vimeo on.
Okay, yeah, duh. Okay, another
Just
podcast this week I found is called Nitty Digits, and she has 12 episodes, and she's Knitterly Book Lady on Ravelry, and her name is Jay. And she's California girl up north, and her podcast is dealing with knitting. She shows her knitting. She shows nails, that's the digits, and she has another segment where she discusses books because she's actually has her degree in library science. So it's neat to see her view on the books she's reading, and I'm really excited. I'm like totally into the whole nail
part,
thing.
huh?
Yeah, she's. She does the different nail art and techniques, and so that's really cool. And she does a lot of Cookie A sock patterns, which are just gorgeous. So go give her a watch. I'll have her link because she does have a Ravelry group too, so you can find all her ways to watch her off her blog or iTunes. So go give her a look-see-doo. And I wanted to mention our SOS Summer of Stuffies has started, and there's a lot of cute little stuffed toys in there. Sheet Dreamery is wonderful and donates a skein of her beautiful yarn for our Hatch and Knit each month. And
so make sure
she's busy dying for
SSQ.
The zombie.
Oh.
The zombie knit apocalypse. The zombie retreat. Our Matina Bim ball is still going on with the Limited Crochet Podcast, and that's till the end of June. Yeah. And Desert Vista Dye Works. What the Duck is the beautiful shawl by Penny, which is Knits. Where's her Rab name? I lost it. Knit by Bit Designs. I knew it was a knit. And this is the Desert Vista Dye Works Summers at Scarrett Bennett Shawl Kit, which we're going to be having a knit along for this in August.
Long drawn out.
Along with Girlfriends Knitting podcast and Savvy Girls podcast. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And pre-orders have already started for this for those attending SSK, and for those not attending is July 1st that you can do the pre-order. So all the information's up on the show notes and Rav group and in the Desert Vista iWorks group. Is that it?
I think so.
I feel like I'm forgetting something.
That's okay. We always forget.
I know.
That's why we have next week's podcast, so we can remember to mention that stuff. So thanks for joining us this podcast. Wanted to mention that don't forget, for 1 week only, you can get a free lip balm, any lip balm of your choosing, by selecting $10 worth of products and of other products. Add any of the lip balm flavors into your cart. Use the coupon code TRYME and it will get discounted and you'll get it for free. So 1 week, it's your choice. Whatever you want, and you get it for free there. And then don't forget, you can get a free video podcast button. Woo, focus. If you just ask for one, put in the comment section when you're checking out that you'd like a video podcast button. We'll be happy to throw that in on any paid order. Just make a note and we'll send that along for you. So I think Don's ready to get going. So
I need some lunch.
Yeah. Hooch it up. Hooch it up with Wolf Farms.
Does alcohol ship?
Huh? I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. We probably won't be selling alcohol. That'll be if you come on over and
that'll be a knit group.
Yeah, I tell you, I'll have some fun there. Huh?
You can watch me dance on the tables then. That's a whole other story.
Yeah,
Now I'm going to turn.
You are turning red. So yeah, for our knit retreat, we'll furnish it with Wolf Farms beer. All right.
Come put on some lotion, soap up. So until next time, let's get cracking
and hatch a knit. Bye, y'all.